Right, Twitter for educators. And a couple things that we're going to go through today is what is Twitter? How can you benefit from Twitter? How do you sign up for Twitter? And how do you find people? And how do you find resources? And so what we're going to do is we're heading out to twitter.com. And in order to sign up, if you haven't, you can go through the sign up process down here. Of course, I'm signed up, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign in. Now, as you go through the sign up process, there'll be different screens where people will they'll suggest people for you, things like that. If that's the case, just skip through those, and what you want to get to is your home screen here, which will look something like this. Obviously, it won't look completely like this because you're not going to have followed anybody yet, and they haven't been tweeting. And so what is Twitter? As you can see, it is basically about 60 to 70%, depending on who you follow, links. And so here, for example, Edutopia sends out a link on preventing bullying. And so you can click on that. It'll send you to a website on preventing bullying, different iPad stuff going on here. And as we scroll through Education Week, different things. And so what it is 140 characters worth of information. So basically a heading of a newspaper. And like mentioned before, it's about mostly, depending on who you follow, mostly links. And so if you want to follow people in the educational technology realm, you'll get a lot of that. If you want to follow social studies teachers, a lot of times they're sharing out resources, math teachers, things like that. You can also follow the celebrities and the sports figures and things like that. But you choose who to follow. And if they're tweeting out bad things, just stop following them and you don't get that information. You can also set your Twitter up to be private. And so if that's something that is concerning you and you don't want everybody and their brother going out and seeing what you're tweeting, you can set yours to private, and we'll go through that here in a second. But really, you can benefit by Twitter as an educator. You'll benefit by the amount of things that you're going to get, whether it's resources, free things that people are, every once in a while you get that, you get a free kit or something if you go here, ideas. And it also expands your social network. And so as you are looking at connecting with other educators around the world, this is one way to do it. And so you can actually connect with those people and feel like you're a part of their circle. And so how do you sign up? Or you've gone through that sign up process, you're here. A couple things that you'll want to take note of right away is the layout of Twitter. Now you see your background's going to look a little bit different because I've set my background and things like that. But you have a home button, you have a connect button, which is basically a direct message button, kind of like a messaging thing. You also have a discover button, and so this helps you find different things. But you have a me button, so things that you have tweeted out, so what your profile looks like to other people. You have a search button up top, a settings button, and a compose new tweet button. We're going to go into the settings right away, which is a little gear here, and we're just going to go down to settings. Now you have your username, which you've already done. You can see that that's your address, and so if you go to twitter.com/bramo22, you'll come to my profile page. If you don't want people to find you by your email address, you don't want people really to find you, they can still find you, but they're not going to get anywhere really. Don't let them find you by your email if you don't want. It's a preference that you have to decide on. Again, your time zone, things like that. Your tweet location, if you don't want your location to be added to your tweets, just take that off of there, and it won't tell you where you are, or won't tell other people where you are when you're tweeting. your media, things like that that contain bad things. You can choose to check that or uncheck that. And then when you get down to tweet privacy here, this is where you can protect your tweets. And so when you tweet something, or if you put something out there, if you only want certain people to see it, the people that follow you to see it, then click on that. And so if I don't follow you and you haven't approved me to follow you, then I can't see what you're tweeting. And so if you click on this, you'll get a notification when people follow you, and you have to approve them to follow you. So it's a good way to kind of keep some of that spam out, things like that. And then anything else there that suits your needs. There's a Save Changes button. Click on that, and your changes will be saved. Now you got password over here in settings as well. You got a mobile setup. You can go through that if you want. Email notifications if you don't want this to email you. I always have it email me when my tweets are marked as favorites by anyone, are retweeted by anyone. The other option is people I follow. I like anyone because I can see if anyone is retweeting or tweeting things that I've put out there. Your activity from your network, I always just click off this. I don't need any other emails coming into me, but if you want to try that, try it. Same with below. I don't need any updates coming in from Twitter either. Your profile is here. This is where you can fill in your photo. You can change your photo if you want. Put in your name, location, website, your biography. You can connect it to Facebook. Your design, that's again up to you. You can choose what you want it to look like. Make sure you hit Save Changes. Now in the search, this is where probably is going to be your most beneficial spot here to start out with. And so if you're set up, what you should do is search for me. And I'm the cartoon looking guy here, bramo22. And you can click on it. And what you're going to get is somewhere on the page there'll be a follow button. And so just click on follow, and then you'll be following me. And as you're in my Twitter account, what you should do is go through the people that I am following. So I have 204 people that I am following on Twitter. This way you can start to dig through some of the people that are on Twitter. And so you can see that if you want to follow Care11, just click on there'll be a follow. This is following because I'm logged in and I'm following them. But click on follow, and you can follow them. And then you can actually go through the people and see who they follow, and so forth and so on. And so what ends up happening is, so here's Minnesota Things. I'm going to click on that, and they're following 13 people. And so I can click on the 13 people that they follow the state fair. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is click on the follow button, and now I'm following the state fair. I'm following the Timberwolves, you can see. Now as you start looking through things and you see this little checkbox, this means that it is official. This is the official Twitter page of the Minnesota Timberwolves, because anybody can go on there and create a Minnesota Timberwolves Twitter account. Well, this is the official one. It's verified, it's certified that that's them. You'll see that over on the left-hand side, similar to Minnesota Things. Here's Mitt Romney. This is the certified, verified Mitt Romney Twitter account. And so here's WCCO breaking news. I can just click follow, and there it goes. And so as you start finding people, take a look at who they follow, especially the ed tech gurus. And so, for instance, Will Richardson is I'm interested in educational technology, is an ed tech guru. And so click on his name. He follows about 175 people. And so I can click on who he's following and take a look. Okay, and so he's a respected person in the ed tech community, and I can see who he follows. Now you also have in the Twitter world a thing called a hashtag. Now if you go out to Google and you Google Twitter hashtag for educators and find one of these here, there's tons of lists out there, but I'm just going to click on this one by Cybraryman, who's also on Twitter. And you can go through here and you can take a look at all the different educational hashtags, which is basically a categorization of tweets. And so when somebody tweets something, for instance, about social studies, for example, what that's going to be is SS Chat. And so that way, if I want to go into Twitter and I just want to search for SS Chat and hit enter, now what I'm going to get here is a list of tweets that have been categorized by the user as SS Chat. And so if I place Great Places in History, aka Geography and History Cross Curriculum content, there's a link, I can click on it. I can also do, for instance, Minnesota, and search for any tweets with the word Minnesota in it. And so again, you're going to get everything that has that, and so there's going to be some things probably that you may not like. And so those are hashtags that categorize your tweets. And so if you're going to tweet, for example, I am showing Twitter to people right now. This is learning. This is, I'm going to call it Ed Tech. And I'm going to change this to educators. Okay, showing Twitter to educators right now, learning Ed Tech. And so I can tweet that out. And what's going to come up is, and you can see in my tweet here, showing Twitter to educators right now, learning Ed Tech. And so I can click on the word learning in my tweet, and I can see what other people are doing with the word learning in Twitter. Now here's what's trending, meaning the word social media right now is trending in the United States. And so you can click on those things and actually see what other people are saying. A lot of times when there's a big news event, they start trending on Twitter. A lot of times it comes out on Twitter before it comes out on the news. And so kind of an interesting way to stay on top of things. You can go through, a lot of times you can see the big tweeters up here, Bill Gates, Richard Branson, TED Talks, PBS. And so it's a great way to get resources, get out resources, get information, get out information quickly. And it's just a great way to expand your network. And so finding people, you're just typing in names up here. And so I'm going to search for, and I already follow Kevin Honeycutt, but Kevin Honeycutt, Kevin Love. So I can click on Kevin Love's name, and I can see that I don't follow him right now. And I can click on follow. And now I'm following Kevin Love. And so kind of a neat way to just go around and look for people. You'll find the saturation point of how many people to follow when you start getting way too much information in your Twitter feed. Now, again, it's a stream of information, so there's things down here that I've never even checked, and so not a big deal. I just I just go through it for a little bit, see what's out there. Don't look at it for a little while, go back, see what's out there, and then every once in a while you come across some pretty good things. And so that's Twitter for educators. You can see when people start following you and things like that. So I have 149 followers. I follow 207 people. And as you continue to tweet, the more you tweet, usually the more followers you start getting, because people are searching these hashtags. For instance, showing Twitter, I can click on that. And it's nice to be able just to go out there and see what other people are saying about Twitter, and people start following you. And so that is Twitter for educators. Hope you had to learn something. And get on Twitter, bramo22, and click on the follow button and follow me.